Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Sons of Montezuma podcast. It is Mateo San Diego, joining you guys here on a Thursday. A little different for the show, but it's the night before Halloween. Fiend, how are you doing, Fiend? Everybody knows.
What's feeling up, good, man? Halloween week. AZTECS Basketball is kicking ass last night, and we got a big homecoming game this Saturday, so I'm excited.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Before we get into all that, guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps the algorithm out. It does something. I don't know what it does. I don't know how to explain algorithms, dude, but it does something, and it gets the views out there jumping. So, like Fiend said, it's homecoming week. AZTECS big winner. And tonight we have a split show. So very excited about that. We got a big show. It's going to be a long one. So hope you guys have your popcorn ready. Of course, like you said, Fiend, Wyoming this Saturday, homecoming game. You guys make sure you guys are there. We want to make history for homecoming. We want to fill the Snapdragon out. We can get into that because that's a topic within itself right there, dude. But Wyoming is in town, and we're very excited about that. And then, of course, the second half of the episode, we're going to give our basketball little preview of some sort because the preseason is over. The two exhibitions are done. AZTECS 1-1. Of course, who's keeping count, right? We just wanted to watch, get back into Viejas, get the vibes going, get the energy going, and I think that was mission accomplished last night. So we'll get into that in the second half of the episode. But first things first, AZTECS football. We're already past the halfway point, Fiend, but we're bowl eligible, 6-1. The AZTECS surprise team of all college football, I want to say. I know there's a couple out there that are doing some big things. I know Houston is one. I think Vandy's another or something like that. Who cares?
It's all about the AZTECS.
All about the AZTECS. Bowl eligible, second place in the Mountain West, and a lot of football to be played, dude.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the second half of the season. The competition steps up. We're going to play, Wyoming here and then go on the road to Hawaii. That's going to be a not so easy game. You're going to be there with the crew, and then we come home, play Boise at home. We get a San Jose State team that's been kind of down, but they're supposed to be pretty talented. And then going on the road to New Mexico is going to be a tough challenge for that last game of the regular season. So we've got a stretch here. We're playing great football. Just need to keep that momentum going.
Momentum. What a big word. Didn't have none of it last year. Of course, when we did have the smallest bit last year, it was actually against Wyoming. That was the road trip that I made last year out there to Laramie. Had a great time. And after that win, it was like a last second win pretty much. We were sitting at 3-3. This year, big difference. You named the schedule that we got coming up. So I know this game isn't going to be, on, how do you say, the national eye, I think. But when you come in with that momentum, naturally we are going to be in the national eye. So no time to overly celebrate. It's homecoming. But I hope the guys are focused on Wyoming, right? Because they're going to come in very, very, very pissed off. Last week, I don't know if you saw, Fiend, they won the Bronze Boot. That's their rivalry game. We played our rival. They played theirs. And both of us shut our rivals out. They took down Colorado State, who's absolutely hurting right now, right? Interim coach, I want to say. And they got shut out. I don't remember the score on that one, but it was a pretty sound beating. I want to say
28-0, I think.
28-0.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah. And Wyoming's got a little bit of a different looking team this year. They got a different quarterback than last year. Svoboda, I want to say his name last year. He actually did some things against us, running the ball. He's actually their tight end this year.
Yeah.
And they got a physical defense, right? Good coach, well coached, right? I mean, it's just interesting. We both ended with 3-9 records last year after that game. It's like, okay. But they already got 4 wins. So they've already surpassed their target, right, of last year, surpassed some of their goals. So they're really looking to take us out this Saturday, man. Any thoughts on Wyoming?
I mean, this screams trap game. You know, you've got a game in the islands that you know is going to be tough that the team's looking forward to, and then lurking on that schedule is that Boise showdown. That could determine who is leading the conference. So this does scream trap game. I'm sure the guys are locked in. The way that Coach Lewis, and his staff and the team approach each week, each day, it seems to be that they are locked in. So I don't expect a letdown, but if there was going to be a letdown, it could be in a spot like this where you're just coming off a very emotional win against your rival, and then you have homecoming. The expectation is that we are going to win this game handily. So I don't know if that lets anyone's guard down, but we got to keep it up, and people got to show up, show out, get excited for this team, man. We haven't been this excited for Aztec football in a long, long time, it feels like. So I'm just in this ride, and let's keep it going.
Of course, want to thank T-Mac for the super. What's going on? He says, I came to hear Fiend's Wyoming prediction. We'll be there on Saturday. All right. Awesome. Great to have you down again, dude, for
Stop by the
homecoming.
tailgate. Yeah.
Absolutely. He says USD game was great. Freshmen can ball. Absolutely. We're gonna get into the hoops. And like Fiend says, it is homecoming. So we'll have our tailgate set up there in the yellow lot. T-Mac, of course, you're welcome. Everybody cruise on by before the game and tailgate with us. Then we're gonna take it inside for the game. We're gonna beat down Wyoming, and then we're gonna come back out because SDFC has their playoff game. So I think we're gonna get something going after the Aztecs game back there at the yellow lot at the River Park. So we'll be able to watch the ending of the FC game. Hopefully it all times out right. In my head, it is.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. And then Common Kings is playing there in the River Park before the game. I mean, a lot of reasons to show up. Like if there's a game to show up, this is the game to show up. Homecoming, Common Kings, Aztecs playing great football. They're giving away hoodies, I think. They look pretty sharp. So want to get in the game a little early, get ready to cheer on the guys as they come out the tunnel. Get your hoodie, and it's shaping up to be a really exciting atmosphere. I can't wait to see what it's like.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna get more into like a Wyoming talk, the matchup, maybe give our score predictions, how we kind of usually do. We'll get into that after our special guest, though, because we do have one, guys, and it is the night before Halloween, so it just kind of felt natural to bring this next guest in. But I don't know if you guys are aware, man. There's been a lot of memes and different content floating out there in AZTECS Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. And I'm curious if our next guest has seen any of these, Fiend. Do you think maybe he's checked out some of these?
I think so. Some of them, at least.
Well, if you guys don't know or remember or anything like that, maybe we'll give a little refresher. Let's take a look at some of what we've been seeing along the internet. Let's check it out. Oh, this is just creepy.
No, it's not creepy at all.
Okay, I don't know if anybody knows who Barrel Man is. That's like Wyoming's ridiculously super fan. Yeah, he wears a barrel. He wears a barrel to the game.
And just a barrel and some cowboy boots and a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And some suspenders. That's it.
Very, very creative stuff that somebody made out there, Fiend. Pretty creative.
Yeah. Hats off to them.
All right, guys, we're done. We're done with that. We're done with that. But I am interested to see if our next guest has been made aware of some of these creations. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna bring in our special guest for the night. Of course, you guys know him, number 19, tight end, first year here on the Mesa, and he's made an impact from the beginning. Maybe not a name that you guys would be super familiar with as far as his legal name, right? But Seth Adams, the boogeyman, is in the Sons of Montezuma podcast. We're gonna bring him on now. Let's bring in the boogeyman. What's going on? What's going on, Seth? Welcome to
how
the
you
show.
guys doing? Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. Hey, are you wearing? I can't see here because I got my glasses on. But you wearing the eye black there or no?
No, not right now. That's just save that for Saturday.
Okay. All right.
Welcome to the show, man. Welcome for joining us on a Thursday, of course, game week and all that good stuff, man. Appreciate it, really do.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me.
Man, I think we're having a little too much fun with the boogeyman moniker. First off, but when we hear the coaches, when we hear everybody talking about it in the media, it was like the perfect nickname, I think, for a football player and doing what you're doing.
Oh yeah, yes sir. I love the nickname. I love those memes too. You guys are dropping too. It gets me fired up going into the week. So I love it.
I think it's just so appropriate for like the way that you guys are playing, which is mean, nasty, scary, so really trying to invoke that fear in the opponent. And you guys, I've been talking a lot of trash out there to opposing fan bases, and thank you so much for backing it up.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it a lot.
Yes, sir.
Has it been everything that you hoped for and expected coming out here to Cali, San Diego, being a part of Aztec Nation? I mean, the season's 6-1. It's the fans, like you said, are starting to come around and get real excited for this season.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's definitely been a blessing. Like I absolutely love it out here. It's definitely been everything that I've hoped for. And Coach Lindley, Coach Lewis, Coach Matty J, they told me it was going to be like this if I come out here, and just trusted the process since I got here January 17th, and just been just going like all out since then and stuff. And it's definitely like paying off and stuff so far. But honestly, the job's not finished and stuff. Got expectations and stuff, goals that we got to accomplish.
Yeah, you really caught our eye in the preseason practices when they allowed the season ticket holders to come and watch the practices, and just seeing you pancake some of the guys and then get up and celebrate. I was like, this guy's going to be a great Aztec. Like, I can't wait to see him play,
Yes,
and
sir.
you play with a fearlessness. You play with grit. You don't get a whole lot of catches. I think you've gotten a couple.
Yeah, a couple here.
We'd like to see you get some more catches there, but
Yes, sir.
it's been a lot of fun watching you open up those holes for Lucky Sutton and the running backs, man. You're kind of like a primary fullback. Like you do a lot of blocking,
Yes, sir.
and so
Yes,
it's been awesome to see.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I definitely pride myself on run blocking and stuff. I pride myself on run blocking, but yeah, I got them hands and stuff. I catch a few passes here and there, but yeah, it's been awesome playing with Lucky and 5-0 lineman up front this year and stuff. I think we're a great group together. We mesh really well. We're brothers and stuff. I was just hanging out with Ross and Kalen Ellis just a minute ago. So we're brothers and stuff. We feed off of each other. So like if I see Kalen take someone to the ground, I got to match that. I got to put a linebacker from the team up north on the ground.
Love it, man. Love how everybody's bought into that rivalry last week, and it was real. I think we could all sense it. And with each week, how much fun is this for you guys each week? Preparing for that opponent, whether it's a rival or not. Like it really comes across the screen that you guys are enjoying the process, as you kind of opened with.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like going into each week and stuff, we're coming in with that same mindset. Like we're giving it all we have, trusting the process. At the end of the day, we really don't look into like we're going against basically a gray faceless opponent. It just, what matters is like we're doing it together. It's our expectation, what we want to do, and it doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who we play against because we're gonna go attack every day. Same.
I love that you said that, Finn, because I know that was something we were talking about. It was, that mentality of just really iron sharpening iron. You guys perfecting what you guys, and I know Coach loved to use that word. Like perfecting your craft, working on your craft.
Mhm.
You shared something in this last presser, dude, and it was you and EB, right? And I thought it was one of the better press conferences from players that I've heard this season, to be honest with you, man. And you brought out a point. Shout out to EB, by the way, Eric Butler, of course. You brought out a point that your grandfather, you have a Greek background, and he was a wrestler.
Yeah. So my it's my great grandfather actually. He wrestled in the Olympics for Greece, and he won gold and stuff. Like he came over to the United States. Met my great grandmother in Atlanta, and that's kind of like where my family, we're all from Georgia and stuff. How we all kind of got over here. So definitely, like I used to wrestle in middle school and stuff like that, and like I feel like that's kind of like how I love that, like that contact, like fighting. I love that. I love that type of stuff, and I think that's where I kind of like got it from.
Dude, that's so dope.
Oh yeah.
That's so dope. How did that like trickle down to you in that mentality of loving fighting? Is it just rough housing? What, were you a wrestler yourself as well, like growing up through the ages, or how did that come in your personality?
So I wrestled in middle school, all through middle school. Played football since I was 7. My dad was a good football player himself. He's a really good football player, and he always kind of instilled in me and my brother just like hard nose, hard work. Hard work's going to beat talent any day. So it's always, I'm from Georgia too. Like, how like the South is and stuff. It's like, we all have that gritty mentality and stuff, like get it out the mud mentality. And I think I've just kind of always had that from a young age, like I know I'm not the biggest. I know I'm not the fastest. I might not be the strongest, but no one's going to outwork me on that field. No one's going to be more physical than me. So.
I want to know a little bit about Georgia. Obviously your grandparents, you said, man, that's an incredible story. I mean, him coming over from Greece and meeting, and then you guys setting up family, right? So Kennesaw State to southeastern Louisiana. Of course, before all that was Cumberland's, from what I'm seeing in your bio and all that good stuff. All your folks back in Georgia. All right. Any special words you want to say? Give a shout out to any of the fam, or a message you want to send back home?
I mean, thank you guys for supporting me all throughout the years, continuing to support me and stuff, and pushing me to be my best. And I love you guys.
What was like the Halloween tradition out there you get into, man?
Little trick or treating and stuff. Go to little haunted houses here and there. Nothing too crazy, just hang out with the boys and stuff.
I'm really interested in learning more about like the origin of that nickname. Where did that come from?
Yeah, so I was at Kennesaw State. It was when I was at Kennesaw State, and I was playing offensive line. They ran the triple option, so I played right tackle. I was weighing probably like 250 at that time, 255, about the same now. And we get a new offensive coordinator. We switched the pistol zone read, and he calls me in one day. He's like, "Hey, like I know like you can put some weight on. You can continue to play offensive line for us, but we want to move you to tight end." So they moved me to tight end. Spring ball comes around. First time ever playing tight end. I think I was running with the twos, and they'd put me in a few plays here and there. I just start taking people to the ground. I'm going crazy, taking people to the ground. I'm getting up, like standing over people, hitting the top of my helmet and stuff, like just going crazy. And I remember the offensive coordinator, like our people on the team being like, "Who is that guy? Like, is that Seth?" And my offensive coordinator, the new guy, was like, "No, that's the boogeyman out there hunting." So from then on, it's just stuck. And then when I went to Southeastern Louisiana, one of my starting receivers, he transferred to Southeastern Louisiana with me, Xavier Hill. And when we first got out there, they were all like calling me Seth, and he's like, "No, that's not Seth Adams. That's the boogeyman. Wait till you see him get on the field." So kind of hyped me up going into fall camp there, and just prove myself out there, and the nickname's just kind of been there ever since.
So that's what your teammates call you at SDSU?
Mm-hmm.
They call you like, is there any like they shorten it up like Boog, or like is it just Boogeyman?
I mean, sometimes we'll be in practice, and Coach Matty J will be like Boog, and I in the spring it it confused me a little bit. I thought he was saying Boog, like, but then, you know, like Jordan Napier Boog, that we call him Boog too.
Right.
So we'd both be looking and stuff, and like be talking to one of us. It was like always someone different. So most of them just call me Boogeyman and stuff. But like, yeah, some people call me Boog too, but just Boogeyman.
That's so awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
What a great nickname. Isn't it awesome to have a nickname?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Exactly. I love it. You know, like it gives me character and stuff, playing football and stuff. I love it. Love living by it.
They all call me Fiend, so I can definitely relate.
Oh yeah.
It's out of control. It's out of control. Are you big like scary movie guy, like horror movies, or like who would be your favorite villain? I'm talking about the Boogeyman. Who's like your...
Let me think. I mean, I watch like scary movies and stuff like that. Definitely Michael Myers, I'd say. Like, you know, like I'm not big into scary movies, you know, but like I watch them here and there and stuff, but definitely Michael Myers. I mean, I used to be scared to death of that dude when I was growing up, but you know, like I don't know, like there's one clip in that movie too where there's a little kid. He's like, I swear I saw someone in the backyard. They're like, who? And he's like, the Boogeyman. And so I kind of, I don't know, I kind of like Michael Myers.
Giving me some meme ideas.
It's all right if you know Tano wasn't the biggest movie guy either. He was clowning me for all my old people movies.
No, I watch some movies and stuff. I mean, horror movies, like I'm not big into horror movies, but no, I know some old movies and stuff. Me and Coach Lindley, like that's my guy. We talk about all kinds of classic movies all the time. We were talking about the movie Old School the other day. Like, you know, not a lot of people watch that movie. Classic.
Yeah, we got that van. I bought it off of Old School. Yeah.
I know that van.
We're living it. What you got, Fiend? What do you got?
Well, no, I mean, you know, speaking of Coach Lindley, I mean, that's where I got the inspiration for the mullet. You know, you ever think about growing a mullet?
I mean, you know, I've thought about it and stuff, but I don't really got the curly hair and stuff. I don't know how it'd come out, so I don't know. You know, it'd be sick. Coach Lindley's definitely rocking it. You're definitely rocking it too. So, I mean, I wish I could, but I don't think I can.
That would look totally badass if you had a mullet out there on the field.
Yeah,
it's a little too late to like grow that out. You got to start that like back in March. You know.
Yeah. I'd go out there maybe the last couple games. I'll get like a Rick Vaughn haircut from like Major League. That'd be pretty sick too.
Oh, there we go.
Wild thing. I'm getting in the chat here. They're saying ask Seth about his Chevy pickup. Is this true or false?
Chevy pickup. I don't drive a Chevy pickup. I drive a Toyota Tundra.
All right. See, the chat just goes off sometimes. You gotta check it like it's Chat GPT. You know what I mean?
We never know who's in there. Yeah.
Okay, so back to football talk a little bit because there is a big game coming up, homecoming, Wyoming. Obviously, this is your first year on a Mesa. Last season, it was a down to the wire game. I know they're going to be coming out wanting redemption. Of course, I want to say that they're got 4 wins under their belt, so they're looking to get closer to bowl eligibility. I don't know if that's going to happen. But they're banking on it happening this Saturday. What can you give us a little bit of insight? I know you guys focus on yourselves, not so much the opponent, right? I get it.
Yeah.
What can you give us?
I know you got to give respect out to them. They play really hard. Like they're a hard-nosed physical team. They have a good front defensively up front, good linebackers, some bigger linebackers. Excited to get after them and stuff like that, compete and stuff, see what they have, go to war with my brothers and stuff, you know, and see what happens. Excited for this weekend.
I want to say the run game, obviously, with the way that you play as a primarily blocking tight end, right? The run game is something that has just been like revitalized. You know, we're like Fiend's got that Falk U T-shirt from Marshall Falk days back in the days, right? And then of course with the Donnell Pumphrey, Rashad Penny, I mean a proud line of rushing attacks. What's the attitude there? I know you said Coach Lindley, of course, Coach Schmidt, the offensive line, Coach Barton, the tight end. Like, what's the how would you say, like, have they shared any stories with you on the past, or is it more just like establishing something new with that run game? That, I mean, it's been fantastic this year.
Yeah, SDSU's always been Coach Schmidt uses this word a lot. Like SDSU has always been very relevant in the running game, having a physical running game throughout the years. And last year, going back and watching film, we really didn't have that, like a physical running game. So like this year, it's been that mindset all season, become relevant again, continue on the great Aztec legacy of physical running game. So that's just the mindset we've had all year, be physical, represent SDSU well.
You're really bringing back a lot of nostalgia for us Aztec fans who lived through that period with Donnell Pumphrey, just a string of running backs that we had going back to Hillman, Wemma, Chase Price, and then Pumphrey and Penny. But they all had really strong lead blockers. You had guys like Chad Young and Dakota Gordon and Nick Bawden with his club. I don't know if you have heard stories or know any of that history, but it really, when you're out there lead blocking for our running backs, it's really bringing up a lot of memories of those guys, and they really paved the way for our 1,000-yard running backs to 2,000-yard running backs during that era. And so it's been really exciting to see sort of the reemergence of a full, you don't play a fullback position, but you have that role. And so it's been really awesome to see that reemergence. Have you heard any stories about those guys, those guys that came before you?
Oh yeah. Coach Lindley, like we watched clips a few weeks ago of his fullback he had when he played. Parker Houston, like Parker's always showed me, he's in the building. He's always showing me clips like from when he was playing and stuff, all those lead blocks he had and stuff. I definitely heard stories before and stuff, like a lot of great blockers that have came through here and stuff. A lot of kind of wish we played football how they played it back then and stuff. They chop block out on the perimeter and stuff. They were a lot more fit, like they're physical too and stuff like that. So yeah, I love watching their film too and stuff. So
it's been so awesome to watch you guys just road grade teams with that massive offensive line, you blasting holes, and then running backs just doing what they do. It's been really awesome to see that.
Yes sir.
So one thing I kind of wanted to ask a little bit about was, especially at the beginning of the year, right, Coach Lou, and a lot of the talk was the togetherness of the team, the locker room, making sure everybody's really building that unity. And even, when we talked with Pastor Morgan, right, that was really cool to kind of give a little bit more framing around, what it means to develop like the whole man is what they're kind of preaching around or teaching around. And one of the coolest things I think I've been seeing online from you guys there in the program are like the special guest speakers that have been coming in, like just, it seems like in waves, like each week it feels like there's somebody there pouring into you guys. And the word that I really heard you use in particular in the presser was like inspiration, to be inspired by. Like, talk to me a little bit about some of those guests, because you tapped into a little bit in that presser. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, we had so a few weeks ago we had going into the bye week, we had a gentleman that he had climbed Mount Everest, and I talked about that a little bit in the last presser and stuff. It was really cool. I'd never really heard anyone talk about climbing Mount Everest. I just knew it was really hard. People die. Not a lot of people are able to do it and stuff because it's so hard. I thought it was just one big ascension all the way to the top. You don't stop, just keep going. But they actually go to the second base camp about halfway up. They have to set up camp there. Then they have to climb back down to the bottom base camp, the main level, and prepare their gear again to do the full ascension all the way to the top. So I thought that was really cool, especially really fitting too going into the bye week, because we had a good run that 5-game stretch and stuff, but now we had to head back down to base camp, prepare our gear, get ready for that final ascension to the top. So I thought that was really cool. And then also a few weeks before that, we actually had one of the founders of the Top Gun Academy. He came and talked to us here in San Diego and stuff. And I thought that was really cool and stuff, just talking about stories and what his mindset was. That's someone that's really lived, been through real battles and stuff. And just to hear his mindset before going into battles, about how he never thought about dying, how he was going to potentially die for his country. He's just thinking about he was thinking about how that guy the guy that he's fighting against, he better be ready to die for his country. And that I love that, and it really like inspired me and stuff throughout the season. And yeah, we've had some great guest speakers, even going back farther too. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Love that. Love to hear that, man, and how that impacts you guys. Just even beyond football, I'm sure those are lessons, life lessons you're gonna keep forever, pretty much.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Let's see. Football wise, again, what are you hoping to do when it's all, I don't want to say when it's all said and done, but obviously in this game that we all love, is it something maybe you're going to pursue through your studies here at State? Is there something that you kind of have your mind set on? Is it the league? Is it, what's going on in your time here now, looking forward?
Yeah, so I'm really focused right now and stuff. I want our running back to at least have 1,000-yard rusher this upcoming season. Just talking about this season, I want that's a big goal. Like that's a team goal, but that's a personal goal. I want Lucky to run for over 1,000 yards this year. I want us to average over 5 yards a carry. I want us to win a conference championship. I've never played in a bowl game, so I'm excited playing a bowl game and hopefully playing a playoff game. That'd be sick. But yeah, going forward and stuff, it's always been a dream of mine to get an opportunity in the NFL. So I really want to pursue an opportunity in the NFL after this. And once I'm done playing football said and done, I eventually want to kind of get into the new the space of like NIL management, kind of help athletes and stuff, navigate through the transfer portal because it's always changing and stuff. That's definitely what I want to pursue once I get done playing football. So.
That's very cool. What's your major there?
I'm currently getting my MBA degree. I got my undergrad in sports management at Kennesaw State, and so I'm finishing up my MBA degree. I'll finish it up next semester.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, congrats to you. That's great.
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah. Love it. Staying in the moment. Wants to get that 1,000-yard rusher, man. I love it.
Yes, sir.
Well, Fiend, I'm excited for Saturday, man. We're going to be down there. All San Diego needs to show up, like you said, support the guys. I mean, just hearing you talk of your experience out here and the love that you really found here playing Aztec football, man. This is it's a big game. It's a big game. Of course, plenty more games to come down the pike, but it's awesome to hear all the stories and everything, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, best wishes to you, man. Prayers for health. Stay healthy the rest of the year and just keep running guys over. I mean,
yes,
we're just really loving it, man. Every time you pancake someone and get up and celebrate, it's awesome to see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me on.
We're gonna have to get the offensive lineman some love one of these weeks and get somebody on, man. So we and put the good word in. We'll see who we can bring on and get some insight.
Oh yeah, definitely bring on my boy Ross. Big Ross.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Be awesome. All right, Boogeyman. No, it's Boogeyman.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your time, man. Appreciate your time.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday.
Go get them on Saturday, man. Beat those pokes. Let's go.
Yes, sir. You know it. Yes, sir.
All right.
We'll see you.
Have a great night.
Great game.
Sir, you too. Bye.
Take care.
All right, everybody. There you have it. The boogeyman has left the building. Everybody can breathe a little easier now. Nah, man. Hey, that was cool. That was cool. Just to hear some more insight from somebody that I think, is doing the dirty work in the trenches, of course, surrounded by those five, like what he said, right? The big five there, the offensive linemen, and really helping take this run game back up to, where it used to be, man. I mean, it was so awesome to see Lucky out there running against Fresno, against those dirty dogs, and of course some of the other guys stepping up. And man, this game is going to be even more crucial again to get the run game going. So very excited to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a physical game. There's the Mountain West is a physical conference, and Wyoming they always play physical. They have some big guys, on both fronts, and it's going to be a challenge. What I'm really looking forward to seeing is how our defensive line stacks up against their offensive line, because they have, I think, given up three sacks in the last 4 games only.
Mm.
They've got 2 offensive linemen, a center, and a guard who were preseason first team All Mountain West. So really good players on that offensive line. I'm excited to see how we match up and how we do against them, and we'll see. I like what we got. You know, the guys that we can rotate in there. So it's gonna be a fun challenge to watch that.
You know, we made a point on it last episode, kind of talking about. Well, I made a point, right? And if hopefully I don't get too much flack for it. But it's like all the quarterbacks we've been facing on this run. You know, there's been some iffy positions there at quarterback on these teams, and a lot of young guys stepping into roles for the first time or for the first season, and we've really been taking advantage of it. And that's what you got to do, right? You got to beat the teams you're supposed to, you know, confuse the young quarterbacks you're supposed to. This quarterback that Wyoming has coming in, he's been doing pretty well. Like you said, that offensive line has been protecting them. Caden Anderson, I want to say. In the last 2 games, make sure you guys check out our game preview article. Of course, Mr. Ted McGovern wrote it. He's been writing all of our previews this season, doing a fine job. He says that in the last 2 games, their quarterbacks completed 74% of his passes. Only 3 touchdowns, but you know, okay, that's is what it is. They run the ball as well. So it's going to be another unique challenge for the defense to get after the quarterback that's playing some good ball right now, and to confuse him, right? Confuse him, put that constant pressure on. So that's kind of the matchup, right? I think our run game and then our ability to get after that quarterback who he's young, but he's been doing fairly well the last 2 games. So
Yeah, and you look at the completion percentage and you compare that with the number of sacks they've given up, and it's a big reason why he's been operating out of a clean pocket. And when you have the time to make your throws and you're not hurried, you tend to complete them. So that's absolutely what we need to do: bring some pressure on this quarterback. And I agree, the young guys got to get after him, confuse him, and our defense has been really, really successful at doing that.
T-Mac, he says, we can only worry about things under our control. Everyone's going to make excuses about SDSU beating up on young quarterbacks. If they are not ready, too bad.
Oh, wow.
Too bad. No, hey, I agree. You got to beat who's in front of you. And getting that pressure, hey, it can start in the stands, right, Fiend? That pressure can start in the stands with making noise at the right time, being loud, cheering on your Aztecs defense. Of course, we're going to have the danger zone down there in that south end zone. If you guys don't know, that is the danger zone. Yes, the danger zone starts in the 4th quarter, but also the physical danger zone is in that south end zone. So they're going to be making some noise down there. So bring it. It's homecoming, guys, you know. I don't know what to expect, Fiend. I don't know what to expect with this crowd, because there's going to be a lot of things going on: the pageantry, the celebration, the tailgating. A lot of people are going to be tailgating, right? And you know, hey, we're the first ones to tell you guys, get down there, support this team. The guys deserve it. I mean, the biggest turnaround in college football right now are your Aztecs. They're playing great ball. That stadium deserves to be full. Now, there ain't going to be no flash sales from what we've been hearing from Kurt Kenny, the official beat writer at the UT. You know, I think everybody's pretty much documented it out there. There's not going to be any flash sales. You know, they've got some different giveaways for, you know, students. They've got different, of course, the Common Kings are coming up in the pregame, the tailgate. So that's another big draw. I mean, that's a Grammy Award winning band, of course, with relatives to Aztec players, Latuli. So what this crowd's gonna be like, man, is I'm curious to see. I hope it's full. But you know, with that price point where it's at, I'm very curious to know, okay, what the strategy behind that thinking, you know, because I know they did the flash sales. Cal was the big one, and that kind of jump started that fan engagement, that passion, right? So it's like, hey, you got a little taste, guys. Come on down to homecoming. Come on down to Boise in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then we'll see if the average, you know, fan who's not in college shows up for homecoming. I mean, the hope is they'll start coming, but yeah, I've heard some complaints online about people saying, no, I can't afford the tickets. I'm going to stay home and watch it on TV. That's a shame, because if you have a demand there, you have someone to watch the game, then you got to price it accordingly, right? So that they're able to attend the game. But I will say, I think the students are going to show out. I mean, you see all the promotion that they're doing. Coach Lewis on campus getting dunked in the dunk tank with students, and I love how they're going around asking the students and saying, "Hey, you know, what can we expect you there on Saturday?" You know, and they're asking, will they show up? And so that's how you recruit people to come out. They've been doing a great job of trying to spread the word. I think the student section is going to be rocking on Saturday. I expect it to be full. Hopefully they give away some of those extra tickets that do not sell to some of the students who couldn't get tickets. And I'm just really hopeful that the students really come out, have a great time, and be loud for this team, because we need it. We are dead last in this conference in penalties, opponent penalties, right? There's a lot of things that can be attributed to that, but crowd noise makes a big difference, right? And getting teams to jump off or to false start like they did against Cal when we had all those fans at the game and all those students at the game. Got to get this place packed. Got to get the atmosphere electric and buzzing in that place, and just be loud, be proud, and let's go Aztecs.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys heard it there. That was a good sell. Good sell there, Fiend. But it is the truth. It is the truth. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break before we transition before we transition over to hoops talk, right? Because hoops is that crossover time. All right. So anyway, definitely want to check out sonsofmontezuma.com. This is a time where you guys can go check out our online shop. Make sure you're checking out all the merch. Got to push the merch, as Clint would say. Check out all of our headwear. We got all the caps. Of course, the deal's still going. 2 caps, and you get a free t-shirt, any t-shirt in the online shop. Don't need to use a promo code or anything like that. The discount is automatically taken at the checkout, so make sure you check out those. Otherwise, you can use our 15% off promo code, which is SON. No, it's actually MONTY. Monty. That is the promo code. 50% off, and that's all non-NIL gear. And the weather is changing, so you definitely want to maybe get on some flannels, some hoodies, maybe a beanie, something like that. Good gifts. So definitely check that out. sonsofmontezuma.com. Our 7th year covering Aztec sports. You know this. Okay. We got another special guest. I don't know how special we wanna say he is, but he's special to me. Right here in the old ticker. Let's bring him in.
We got to show up. We got to show out. We got to have good analytics. We got to have good shots. We just got to really move the ball. I don't really like the offense that we have. We need to do something different. Like, I don't understand why they just don't figure it out. We need to know what we need to know, because we know. Go after.
I like the twinsies. Is this your Halloween outfit? Is this what you're doing, Mike?
Oh my gosh, boy. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh boy. I can't get away, guys. I can't get away. I'm surrounded. I got gotta break you guys up. What's going on, man? It's good to see you, dude. It's been a minute since we recorded.
Take this off, man. Hold on a All right, here we go. I figured I'd do that to mess with Fiend because he's my guy. I haven't seen him in a while.
Dude,
happy Halloween, everybody. Hey, Halloween. Are you guys dressing up tomorrow?
Tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, but for the tailgate for sure.
Still thinking it over for Saturday.
What do we dress up as, Matt?
Well, I had a great idea, but I don't know if Mateo wants to go along with that.
I don't. Is your name Matt?
Go ahead, Fiend.
I mean, like we're already in mid-season form. Like he's, hey, what time is it? It's tomorrow. It's Wednesday. No, that's not anywhere. What do you think, Fiend? What do you think about dressing up as?
Well, no, I mean, I think that Mateo and I should go as tailgate crashers. We get some T-shirts that say tailgate crashers, and we just go crash tailgates and go take food and drink without permission, and we record it. And
isn't that what we normally do?
Just like a tailgate, just dress up in shirts.
I'll be Vince Vaughn. You'll be
yeah.
Who's the other dude? Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson. You gotta like crick the nose.
Yeah, you're gonna have to mess my nose up a little bit.
So our tailgate is kind of split in half. I think half want to be like preppy homecoming college alumni or something, and then the other half all want to be wrestlers. Not the boogeyman's great grandfather type of wrestling like that but like wrestlers. Like, yeah. So it should be interesting. Should be interesting tailgate. Whoever wants to dress up, come by. Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared if you see a bunch of people dressed up at the tailgate. All right, Mike. What are we talking about here? We're talking AZTECS basketball. Is that what we're doing?
Hey, if you guys are open to it, I love to chat about it.
Well, we've been at the exhibition games. I hope you got to watch the UCLA exhibition that we put for all you fans out of towners.
I haven't seen a minute. So like I just was
strictly for the out of towners. That's what we did it for.
Yeah, but like it's a lot. I get an hour. I don't have that. It's just a lot. You know what I mean? So like I was reading Ziegler stuff and things like that. It looks like they got. I honestly coming in not knowing as much as not being down there just is exciting to see the talent that this team has and reading about them, the athleticism, just how everybody's kind of like, I just want to win, man. I just want to win. Like you look at Sean Newman, he's got a foot injury, right? Taj is in there. He's been in the system for 2 years. Sean's still getting used to it. What I was thinking about is like the reason we're always good is Coach Dutch makes the mundane a masterpiece. Defense and rebounding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if you can, like you said, the only selfish stat you can have in basketball is rebounding. And we're good at that. Now, like, was I excited to see we didn't score for 8 minutes at the UCLA game? Not really, but that's the first game. So, it's going to be interesting to see because with the personalities we have, I think we all have good guys. There's not a lot of like me guys, but when you see a guy like this, for example, BJ, he might not start this year or he started last year. How I think he's going to handle that well because he's the type of player who's going to come off the bench and say, this is my time. Let's go. Same like Matt Mitchell did when he was a starter and then he had to come off the bench in that team. Right. So I'm just really fascinated to see the first game against Long Beach and Coach Acker, because that's going to be interesting because Acker knows our plays. I think that's going to be a really interesting, tough game for, you can't really coach athleticism, but you can coach the scheme, and Acker knows the scheme as well as anybody. So I'm sure Dutch and Dave will have some wrinkles, but man, I'm just excited for the season. I haven't seen you guys in a while. We've just been like emotionally draining each other on text messages for the last couple months. Like Jones didn't get on. Memes are just flying around. It's ridiculous. But bro, I'm excited to just get back with you guys, talk hoops, see our guys at state, and just see what this season holds for us. Because on paper, this is the best team we've ever had.
Okay, Fee. Mike just gave us a whole lot.
Sorry,
and we miss you too, Mike. I miss you too. Yeah, no, you gave us a whole lot, and I think that was really good because it brought up a lot of different things. Of course, LBC playing Long Beach that first game, which is coming up next week already. Good Lord. What was it, like 8 minutes of not scoring against UCLA?
Yeah, we have to stand up and clap. Like that's.
And then it was last night, like the lineup changes was, I think, something that I took notice of. We made a little article about it. Dutcher kind of showing his hand how he's going to deal with this loaded team, right? Because it's so stacked. You got a lot of different players. Bird and Gooden didn't play last night. which I thought was really cool, right? Because it kind of gave us the opportunity to see the younger guys. You get to see LZ, you get to see Tay Simmons out there, you get to see BJ and kind of how he was going to mix in with this lineup. And so definitely check out that article. Just got a lot of quotes from Dutch and from some of the guys, right? So Fiend, you were there in the building. I was there in the building taking snaps down there. And what did you think with Dutcher's approach? I mean, it's an exhibition. You want to see everybody. So I don't know if you can read that much into it, but I thought his words after the game were more important than I think the lineup changes that you saw, and kind of like a hockey style, just everybody, you know, interchangeable type of stuff. But what was your takeaway from the game last night, the exhibition, the win?
So the exhibition, this last one, not the one against UCLA.
No, because I think everybody's seen it. You have your thoughts. I mean, like, okay, we lost. You know, what do you want to say? You know, what's his face played like almost 40 minutes in the game.
They're a great team,
UCLA.
and we
They're a really good team.
almost
They're a really
beat
good team.
them.
Yeah,
we came back. It was amazing, the comeback that we made after being 18 points or 17 points or whatever down and not scoring a bucket for 8 minutes because they played really tight in that game. They played very tight. They did not look like themselves in those first 8 minutes, and then they settled in, they got comfortable, and they started playing. That's when they went on their run in the second half, and we almost beat them. And I think if it had extended out another 5-10 minutes, we would have won that game. And so playing that way, I know it was on the home court, but playing that way against a team that's top 10, top 15 in the country. Really? Yes, UCLA is ranked really high. I mean,
But are they that good though? Ranked? Okay.
They're 10 in KenPom. They're 10 in KenPom. They're good. They have arguably they have the best backcourt in the country with Sky Clark and Donovan Dent. So yes,
starting with KenPom. Starting the episode with KenPom.
Hey, I got you. You know about me. So it was a great test for us, and I thought that although we didn't play well in the first half, the way we played in the second half, not having a Magoon Gwath in there, not having a healthy Miles Bird in there, had a very off game, and some other guys had off games, like BJ Davis had an off game, and we still almost won that game. That was what was amazing to me and gave me a lot of confidence about this team. What I have seen so far is the depth on this team. That's what has impressed me the most. We can throw 12 guys at them and not have to worry about any drop off in talent. That's how deep we are. Definitely the deepest team that I think I've ever seen with the Aztecs since I've been following them. And the freshmen, LZ Harrington and Tay Simmons, coming into the year, I didn't expect anything from those guys. I didn't think they were going to get on the floor. They do not look like freshmen out there from the first 2 games I've watched them. They look like they're upperclassmen. They're well adjusted to how we play defense, and they look great out there. And so now the challenge becomes who gets the minutes. How do you keep everyone happy? And I think Dutch talked about that in the press conference, that it is going to be a challenge because he's so deep and he's got so many guys that do want to get on the floor.
Well, Mike did say it, Dutch being that master, making the, what did you say, the mundane a masterpiece? Is that what was that?
Yeah.
Which I like, and I mean, they blew away USD last night, like double them up on rebounds, pretty almost. And they had some big guys. They had some big new transfers, new look. USD didn't, it didn't blow me away. But I hear what you're saying, Fiend, that physicality of the young guys. Tay Simmons is a beast. Getting to see him up close, physically, he's an imposing figure already at that spot. So that was really cool to see. Heidi was all over the place. To see him and Farrell, they talked about it in the post game presser, just their communication. And obviously, kind of coach staggering them. I mean, we know this team is deep. That's all we've been talking about in the offseason. But it's just how Dutch is going to orchestrate that is really going to be the key at the right times, right? defensive rebounding, but then, at the right matchups, who's playing, the best in practice, all that good stuff. So, like, I really don't want to get hung up on starting five, right? Because everybody loves to get hung up on that stuff every year. Like, who's the starting five? Well, I hope it's different every single game, to be honest with you, because that's how deep we are. Like, I don't think you could be dug in this year on this is my five guys religiously. They are going to be the only five guys to start. And it was refreshing for me to see Dutch do that last night. Of course, it's an exhibition, but for him to validate it with what he was talking about, I hope that's the move moving forward, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to expect, as far as the starters, once Goon is healthy, once Miles is healthy, that Reese, Miles, and Goon are going to be out there as starters every single game. Then
How good is Reese right now?
Oh my God.
How good is Reese right now? Seen him come back.
A stroke that looks like Jordan. I mean, pure stroke. He looks great.
17 points last night, and it was like
butter.
Effortless. Yeah, it was effortless. You'd be very proud, Mike. You'd be very proud.
Dude, you know how I feel about Reese, man. I've been talking to him for 2 years. Like, I think he is just smooth, silky. So he went from Reese Dixon Waters to Reese Waters to Reese Dixon Waters, right? And then he changed his number to 39. Is there any significance for 39?
I haven't got that answer. Have you, Fiend? Have you heard that?
I have no idea. And he's
rocking the baggies.
Rocking the baggies, man. Bringing back the Jamal Franklin era look, man. I love it, man. Forget these short shorts. Bring out those baggy uniforms. Those are awesome.
Like to me, when you would watch Reese, I think we played him when he was at SC. If I could be wrong, but I was like, man, he looks good, right? And then he comes the first year and he looks good, and then he twists his ankle and he just never really quite came back from it, right? And then he's kind of had a perilous journey to where he's at now, and knowing his competitiveness, I would imagine he's kind of like, listen, this is it. This is it. I don't have any other eligibility. And so I think he is a shit. He was the preseason conference player of the year last year, right?
Yes.
And he just didn't play. So sometimes God has a different plan for you, and that was his plan. And I'm really, you guys have seen him 2 times already, but I'm excited to watch him play because I've always just liked his game. He changes the dynamic with his shooting, and when he goes to the rim. I'm a big fan of his. I really like him. I really like him, and so, yeah, man, I'm excited to see this team in person. Like, again, it's not who starts and it's who ends. So you got a good, like, I look at this and I know I'm kind of jumping ahead, but like, I'm kind of worried about Long Beach State. That's going to be an interesting game because you also have DeMarsha there, right? So it's not like they don't know our play, but at the end of the day, everybody kind of knows.
I ain't worried about. I'm not worried. It's gonna be great to see Coach Acker.
Yeah.
And of course, Phil Scott and DeMarsha. It's gonna be great to see them. But I mean,
I'm not worried about.
You said he knows our scheme earlier. I mean, it's a different offensive coach.
I'll be the glass half empty
coach.
I'll be the glass half empty guy then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just one game at a time. Long Beach State. So you get these kids. You get 3 games before you get Michigan, number 7 ranked Michigan.
Yeah.
So you have 3 games. They're all at home, and you get to see. I want to. Hopefully, Sean comes along here quick with his foot injury or whatever he had. Because he could be a difference maker. But again, I agree with Fiend. You got the 3 guys in the middle, Guath, Bird, Reese, and then you kind of figure it out. I would have to guess that Taj might start the first game just because of he's been in there and he's healthy, but that'll be for Dutch. But I also like that Dutch is like, he's not married to the starting lineup. He's like, I'll change it as I see fit if it makes sense, and I think, it was a few years ago where he was very adamant on this is like this, Fisher and those guys, hey, this is our starters. These are our guys. This is what we're going to do. So, Dutch is very fluid with his, changing and adjusting to everything. So,
we haven't even talked about Taj.
That's what I'm saying. It's an embarrassment of riches.
Crazy.
It's an embarrassment of riches. And, a kid down the street here, he's like, oh, you went to San Diego State. I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, well, how's the basketball team? I'm like, 20 in the tourney. Like every year. Now, this is the best team we've ever had on paper, I think. Somebody asked me about the 11, 12 team. I said, yeah, I think we were good, but we didn't know we were that good, right? Until they went and Gonzaga and beat them. You know, they had the talent, but like then you look at all of the foundation, all the years that we've been together and these teams have been together. And you saw last year what he did with a team that your best player didn't play all year, you know, and your best player at the end of the season didn't play for a couple games, you know, when he got hurt with his knee. Let's go, man. Let's go beat Long Beach State. And then let's ride. You know, I'm excited, man. This is the best time of year.
Okay, Fee, let me pose this to you guys because I was talking with a coworker. Shout out, Jesus. I was talking with a coworker, and he was like, all this depth that we have, why aren't we ranked? That was the big question. You know, we know how good we are on paper. We know in Aztec land, you know, we see all the media, we see all the highlights. We're plugged in, we're dialed in. Why aren't we ranked right now? SDSU, they've been Sweet 16s, national championship game for the last how many years now? I know I have my answer, and we've kind of talked about this a little bit, Fiend. So what would be your guys' explanation for why aren't we ranked coming into this season?
Consistency is not appreciated.
Okay.
Consistency is not appreciated. You look at people.
Is it not really? It's not.
Look at society. People are kind of enamored with new glossy thing. It's easy to get someone's attention. It's hard to keep it. You know, so like
God, I don't want to look at society right now.
We're consistent.
I just want to look at
year. Yeah, and we don't get ranked, and then the time we did get ranked, we lost like the first game or something like that, or the second. You know what I mean? Like we were out pretty quick. So to me, like I could care less about the rankings. You know, we're 28th, 29th, whatever. Fine, just go win ball games. You know, the ranking to me doesn't matter right now because it's all speculatory. Like the Ken Palm thing, I understand, but that's all speculatory on information that is there's no actual data. It's just like, oh, this is based on last year, or this is based on this year, which I get. But like, you know, we don't ever really get ranked, and that's fine. Who cares? Let's roll. You know, like let's talk about our guys, how good they're going to be. It's a back east biased. It always is with the NCAA polls.
Okay.
And so it's
consistency is not appreciated. A back east biased. Fiend, what do you think? Why aren't we ranked? Does it not matter? Does it not matter to you? Like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to me in the grand scheme of things because it's October. It's still October, right? Yeah. So what really matters is March, and do rankings help? I don't know. Maybe all you gotta do is keep winning, right? You'll be ranked. You'll be a high seed. We've seen that before. We saw it in 2020. We weren't ranked then. We had no expectations, and we climbed to number 5 in the country. And so we just need to do the same thing. And last year, not a lot of expectations coming into the season, and then we knock off Creighton, we knock off Houston in the NIL tournament, and all of a sudden we're getting attention from national media. So yeah, if we had beaten UCLA in the exhibition and that had come out that we had beaten them, top 10 team, sure, I think we would have maybe been ranked. I think that might have affected it. But I will say, a lot of people are looking back to last year and how we played against North Carolina, and we got absolutely smoked. Recency bias. We got smoked in the tournament. They don't really understand that we didn't have a fully healthy Guath, and that really changed a lot of things. We were playing really well up until his injury. Reese Waters coming back, he's so under the radar, so that's not being taken into consideration. And then the other thing is there's been so many of these Power 5 teams that have brought guys back. You saw so many guys drop out of the draft because the NIL dollars are there and comparable what they could be making in the NBA or in a two-way or G League, much more in a G League contract. So you're seeing these guys who are juniors and seniors, these power programs staying old and using the approach that we use to get to the Final Four. Right, to get to the national championship game. We were old that year. We knocked off young teams like Alabama, and they say, wow, you know what? We got the money now to stay old, and we can get the best players to come play in our programs. And so I think the competitiveness in college basketball is like in an all-time high just because of the retention of the talent due to NIL dollars, and that's what we're competing against. You know, we had great retention too, but there are a lot of other programs that brought back a great wealth of talent, and got talent through the transfer portal.
I like that. Okay, so recency bias, missed players or injured players last year, kind of leaving that void, right? That we performed very poorly against, and other teams. I think that was one of the things we talked about in our private conversation too. Was like we have the blinders on sometimes so much on the Aztecs that you're not really keeping up on what other teams are doing around the country. So there's a lot of things at play. But all of it is pretty valid. Like all of it, you mix it into a big soup, and there you go. We're not in the top 25 to start the year. You know? But you said something, Fiend. I liked it. You said what matters is what happens in March. But last year, really what mattered was what happened in November, these NIL tournaments, these opportunities to get these big wins. And I love in the chat, they're already saying, hey, we'll climb up the ranks after the NIL tournament. Thanks, Mikey B. I agree with that. You know, we got the opportunities in November and December, right? We got the opportunities, got to have Michigan, Oregon, U of A. Those are three big ones and a potential championship game in that NIL tournament. So November is going to be big.
They're right in our backyard too, which is great because we can travel there. Aztec fans love to travel to Vegas. They're going to travel to Phoenix. Obviously, Arizona fans are going to be there too. But that was a big advantage last year when we played Houston, was all of the Aztec fans that were there and the noise that we created. And I think the whistle was there. And that was a highly contested game that hung in the balance there towards the end, and we pulled it out, and that absolutely contributed to us getting into the tournament last year. I think that was a big feather in our cap going into Selection Sunday. So a lot of great opportunities, and our fans are going to be there to witness it.
Gee. I like this question, Steve Diego. What do you guys think about all these NCAA teams bringing in pro players from Europe? USD had 3 of them last night. I didn't think too much of them.
Did it matter? No.
Yeah, it didn't really matter. I mean, and that was one of the questions posed was because they were big guys, right? They were kind of physically. Well, they're pros, right? So you're thinking these guys got the experience of playing in the pro league, and I was very happy to see Pharaoh and Heidi really get out there, put their energy, rise up to that challenge. Because to me, kind of harking back on why we're not 25, that's one of the biggest reasons I have as well. Is because you think back on the Natty team. I mean, we had LaD, we had AG, we had Mensa. I mean, you were stacked in that front court with size, experience, maturity, right? So I don't think it always is going to pan out with bringing in these pros from overseas. I mean, are they used to playing the same type of game here in the States? That's another big thing. It's going to take them time to adjust. How USD will be come February, come March might be very different. But, there's definitely that learning curve is going to be there for those guys. So
they're supposed to be better than they were last year. So that's what makes it all the more impressive that we blew them out yesterday in the exhibition without 2 of our best players. And so this is a USD team on paper that should be one of the best teams in the last 5-6 years.
Wow. Lavin knows how to recruit him. He's a good coach. Any thoughts on that, Mike, bringing in these international players to kind of intermingle in college now that they're getting paid? What an opportunity.
Didn't know anything about it until I read the article with Diegler today. I had no idea. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that offline, but whatever, man. You know what I mean? If you got to play where you got to play. If you're allowed to play, go ahead.
I think I even saw, I don't know if it was a fake headline or something, like somebody from the G League or something was coming back. They skipped college and now they're coming back. Was that real, or was that like a...
That's a fake headline, yeah. But I think there's a real fear there. There is a fear there that because of how lax the NCAA has been, that
it's going to lead to that.
People, guys who played 2 years and went to the pros and played a full NBA career. Now they're going to come back when they're 40, like like all the stars over in Europe in soccer when they come to the US, to finish out their soccer careers. And
LeBron's going to Ohio State. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
He's going to Columbus, guys. He's going to Columbus.
And he'll bring Bronny by then because he'll have crashed out of the league. So bring him back.
Here's a little clip last night. It was the highlight of the night for me, and that was one Pharaoh Compton. I had to get the replay. Or Sergio had to get the replay. Thanks for sending it to me. But look at this dance. Look at this dance. I loved it. It was a fun environment last night. It was pretty lackadaisical, like fan wise, but it was good to be back in the building. Of course, it wasn't UCLA. Like you go to the UCLA game, dude. It felt like a heavyweight fight. Like they were ready to like have what's his Buffer's name down there in the center court. Like it was so amped, so loud. And then last night it was like, okay, little sisters in the gym. Let's just dispatch them really quickly.
Yeah, and Pharaoh's dunk there, he snatched that guy's soul. That was amazing.
Like Evil Dead 2?
Pretty much.
Swallow your soul.
Yeah. So, I'm hoping to see a lot more of that. We saw some of that last year. I think this is a precursor to what we are going to see this year. And Pharaoh said that he's jumping even higher because he's not eating fast food and he's on a strict diet, and so he's leaned up and he's trim, and he's just gonna just destroy rims this year. So I'm can't wait to see it.
A couple of names we haven't talked about as we kind of keep moving along. Jeremiah Odin. Been really cool to see him out there. He's a lot taller than I thought. He's a lot taller than I thought when he's out there on the court, man. He's got some bounce to him. So played very, very, very physical and with a lot of intensity against UCLA in that comeback, of course. And he's got a little mid range to him as well to go in with, occasionally hitting that three. So like, I'm interested to see how he plays along the season as things go on. And then Latrell Davis. Haven't even brought up Latrell Davis, right? So it's gonna be fun to see how Dutch kind of brings him along in the offense. When is the time to unleash him? Because man, he's ferocious. We saw that in Swish League. The dude is just downhill, like you said, Fiend, just to the rim. So yeah, I'm really interested to see how that mixes in as the season goes on.
Yeah, he's an exciting player, especially in transition. When you can get him out in transition, he is kind of a walking bucket. From when he gets that full head of steam, and he had several transition buckets yesterday. And the great thing about this whole depth situation that we have is you hope that no one gets injured, right? Injuries are reality. We've already seen that. We've been dealing with that, even in the off season. And with a deep team, you can usually weather those challenges during the year. And I think it's going to give us an opportunity to stay fresh and not get grinded down by the Mountain West schedule.
Excellent point. Because it is a grind. It is a grind. Mike, anything you're wondering about going into this season? I know we've already talked about the NIL tournament. We've already talked about Long Beach. I think who else is after Long Beach State? Idaho State and Troy. That's the N7 game. That should be kind of cool. So 3 games before the Players Era Festival in Las Vegas, which me and Fiend will be at. So six games to start the year and finish off November. It'll be a fun one. And of course, we'll have more episodes as we get closer, kind of previewing and recounting all of our mischief. But anything else lingering on your mind about this team, dude?
I'm just interested to see how it all plays out. I mean, we have really just 15 cats on the roster. I mean, the 12 of them are going to be the bulk of I think, what they play, right? So how it breaks out that 12. Dutch never really plays 12. It's like 9. You know what I mean? 6, 7. Sorry, I had to do that. My little girl's doing that shit all the
Yeah,
time.
like
Man.
9 max.
Yeah, like 9. It's 9, sometimes 10, right? So I think these guys come here knowing that we're not guaranteed a spot. We got to work for it, right? You know, I mean, Miles and Magoon, how much are they going to play the first 3 games? You know,
I was just gonna ask, like,
yeah.
have you heard any word on Magoon's comeback?
Yeah. So
I don't think they want to rush him.
should be ready for contact activities on, I think Dutch said he'd be cleared on like November 6th or 7th. That is the hope, but that doesn't mean that he's going to go right back to playing and, being in game shape. So you got to figure that's going to take at least 2 to 3 weeks to get into sort of shape. I anticipate maybe we will see him for one of the first game or the last games before the NIL tournament, just to get him out there on the floor for his debut. That would be the hope, and then you'll see him in the NIL tournament. I don't know if he'll be playing a full load of minutes though.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see with that.
But we have other players that can step up. Say,
sure,
you
but
know,
you
so
want to play
it's
him against
right, but you also want to have him at the end of the season.
for sure.
You know, so it's like you want him against Michigan and Oregon to see where he's at. But is he ready? If he's not ready, he's not ready.
Yep.
You know, so you might, like, I agree with you. If you can get him out for a couple minutes here and there, see how he feels, and then the next day, you got a couple games that you should win by double digits the first 3 games, to be honest with you. So, like, especially at home, I want to see if he plays the first game. And so Miles too. I mean, but you have a lot of extra guys that are going to be able to play. We have 3 seniors and a lot of older guys. So I'm not necessarily worried about right now, because Michigan's going to be interesting. Let's see what happens the first 3 games, and then you go into Michigan. I never saw that guy at Circus. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't understand. If I saw someone ask me for an autograph, I was probably with my wife, and she was probably like, ugh, like what? Like, I don't remember seeing you, so I apologize if I ghost you. I don't remember that, but the opportunity to see these guys play. I'd like, man, listen, we're not gonna be able to talk about everybody every episode. We don't have enough time, right? We have our favorites. We have our guys we really like. We have certain guys that we do here and there. I love Reese Waters. I really love Reese Waters, man. Like, he's gonna be, to me, he's the cog, And so I think that if once you plug him in and he's healthy and he's confident, and he knows this is his last year, and he's a little bit older, he's a little bit stronger. That, like, to me, that's the guy I predict to be our MVP this year. I know that's kind of a low hanging fruit grab right there, but like, I just look at him and I'm like, man, and the guy I really, if he can step up the way I think he can step up and the way he ended the season, Miles Heide could be an X factor. Like,
He already looks like it.
Yeah, like he you could see flashes of him in the first couple years, but it just wasn't consistent, and it didn't stick. And then last year he was here, and then he kind of went on a run at the end there, right? He was playing with more confidence at the end of the season, and I like that in him. It's like, be confident. You're not going to be perfect, but try every play, and you keep playing the way you're playing, and you're aggressive. Like, remember the thing with the first year or two was his hands. He couldn't grab the ball. He couldn't hold on to it. And now he's just grabbing it.
He looks great.
Yeah.
He looks fantastic. And he's hitting free throws too, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's the big
and it really
thing,
shows all the work that he's been putting in the offseason. And we definitely need him to be, was we don't have the most dominant. We have Goon, who's tall and he can contest at the rim, but we don't have, I don't think, as like a premier big guy
rim protector.
Well, I could say Goon is a rim protector, but he also plays a lot out on the perimeter.
Yeah.
I'm talking about guarding in the perimeter, and he's going to be the guy. I thought he played really well against Xavier Booker, the starting center for UCLA. And so that gave me a lot of promise. And he's not only clearing offensive boards like he was last year, but now he's hitting them on the defensive end too. And so just that energy and the hustle, he's going to be a major factor in the middle, along with Farrell Compton for the Aztecs.
This is gonna be different. We're gonna be rebounding really good this year. I think we're gonna have a good
I
rebounding
think so
team.
too. Yeah.
You know, just Tay is a big dude. Jeremiah's a big dude. You know, you got Miles. You just got bigger guys there, and you know, some of these shooting guards, they just get those long rebounds. You know, so you know, again, defense rebounding like last year when we didn't rebound, we got a rebound we typically lost. You know, so it's time. It's time to go next Tuesday, right? The 4th.
It is time. It is
There
time.
you go.
That's
Yeah,
what it
at
is.
Nejas.
November 4th.
This is a good first game. I like this first game because you have familiarity with the coaches. They know each other. There's some continuity there. So that's
It's
going
gonna
to
be
be
fun.
an interesting, good first game to come out of the blocks because it's
Yeah.
going to be an adjustment game. They know what we're
It's
going to
gonna
do.
be
We know what they're
fun.
going to do. Yeah. So I'm excited,
November
man.
4th. What is that? A Tuesday?
Tuesday.
November 4th.
Yeah. Taco Tuesday on the Mesa.
Taco Tuesday. All right.
What's your? I was listening to you guys with Seth earlier. What's your favorite Halloween character, bad guy, villain?
Oh, dude. I mean, it's gotta be Freddy. It's gotta be Freddy. Freddy Krueger is the best to me all time because the dude was hilarious. He was hilarious. He, you know, when the teenagers were having their fun up in the cabin, up in the woods, guess who's destroying the party and, you know, ripping everybody to shreds? It was Freddy. Like,
Yeah, I would.
in
agree.
your dreams, you can't get away from him. Like, he's hilarious. He's hilarious. And I was him for Halloween one year. It was great.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I would agree with him. I would agree with you on that. One of the probably the most terrifying movie that I've seen is probably The Shining. Psychologically, like terrifying. Yeah, The Shining.
The Shining. That's oof. You love
Especially
that name.
those twin kids. Like, oh, man. Yeah, that give you nightmares, man.
All right, so we're just bullshitting.
What about you, Mike?
Nobody saw me in nothing. Nobody saw me in Reno. This guy's talking about he saw me in Peppermint. Get out of here.
It was Freddy in your dreams.
Like, I'm not a scary movie guy. I've never been. My favorite like scary villain of all time is the Joker. Heath Ledger's the Joker. I know it's not necessarily a Halloween movie, but to me that's like that. But if you're looking at like a horror movie, it's gotta be like
Somebody said Chucky.
I mean, I don't know, man. You could start talking about that Anaconda. That shit was scary. You know what I mean? Are we talking about specifically to Halloween or just talking about? I mean, I guess it's my question. So why am I asking the question?
You and snakes on this podcast, man. It just the whole thing.
Like, you like snakes? You're cool with snakes? Like, reptile people are different, right? Like, you go to someone like, hey, they have snakes. I'm like, we'll see in a little bit.
I don't like your answer for this. Your own question.
I know. I'm not a scary movie guy. I was more curious about you guys.
Dracula, Chucky.
I like Dracula.
Chucky
I like
great.
the vampire stuff. I like the vampire Dracula stuff. I liked Interview with the Vampire. I thought that was pretty good. You know?
Yeah, those are cool.
The ghost shows. I watched the ghost shows all night, but in terms of scary movies, I went to saw the Blair Witch Project one time and I walked out. Dude, I was like, nah, man, I got motion sickness. I couldn't deal with it. I don't like that scary shit, man. Fuck that. I don't want to deal with that, bro. Like scary movies are different than like real life. You can go on a ghost tour or whatever, and you're kind of whatever. But like scary movies come out of nowhere and scare you, dude. Like I remember I was at a preview for like a movie. I was watching it in the trailer. This is a scary ass movie, and these black ladies behind me. They're like, "Oh hell no, I'm not watching that." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I ain't watching that shit either." You know,
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm out, dude. I'm out. But like, yeah, Halloween's fun, man. This is the best 3 months of the year. You know, end of October, November, December, and Halloween's fun. I'm gonna dress up. The girls are dressed up as angels. I'm gonna dress up as Jesus. I'm gonna wander around. I really only wanted to do it, to be honest with you, because I saw a guy had like a glass of water, like a thing of water, but you couldn't see through it. So he poured it out and it was wine. And I was like, that's kind of cool. I really want to just do that. That's why I'm doing it. But Harper's like, I want to be an angel. I'm like, perfect. Here we go.
Thank you, T-Mac, for rounding this conversation back to basketball. Thank you. And for the super, appreciate that. I predict that Taj will break out offensively this year. He is a talented scorer. Yes, Taj is going to be the Freddy Krueger of the Mountain West. he's going to be in everybody's dreams. I agree. He was unbelievable in Swish League this summer, just putting up incredible scoring performances. I think it's carrying over. His playmaking ability is ridiculous.
Most improved outside shot, I would say. He
Mm-hmm.
was hitting what in the 20s from 3-point range, and I think he's gonna that percentage is gonna go way up this year.
Okay, Fiend, I got one for you. This year, what's your predictions for MVP, 6-man, defensive player of the year? Just for our team. No.
Oh, in our team? On
just
our
our team only. Yeah,
so
yeah.
MVP, I would probably have to go with Magoon. And then you said 6-man?
Yeah.
I'll say LZ Harrington as a 6-man. Yep. And then what was the other one?
Defense.
Defensive player of the year. You got to go with Magoon again. I mean, he's just going to block everything that comes at the rim.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. 6-man LZ, man, I loved his quotes in the post-game presser. Just playing so free as a freshman. Just bringing the energy and not really having that pressure. That maybe some of the upperclassmen do have, right? I mean, it's his first year. It's like, however way you can contribute, he's going to want to contribute and feel good about it, feel great about it. And then really that's how everybody should be. If you just have that mentality, right? And I think they all do this year. I think Dutcher really has them believing and playing together. But to hear that audibly from him, like as a freshman, that's really cool. So yeah, as a 6-man, I think that's a good call, man. That's a good call. But depending on how he plays it, I mean, it could be a number of different guys, right? It could be Taj if he's not starting. It could be BJ if he's not starting. So consistently though, that's a cool call. That's a cool call.
I don't think LZ has had a turnover since he's been on the floor, which is just mind-blowing for a freshman.
Yeah.
True freshman.
And they actually had a lot of steals last night, USD.
Yeah, they were playing tight. They were playing physical, and they turned us over several times.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sean Newman's another one, the assist game, and he knocked down a couple shots as well. But I love when he's out there on the court. I mean, that's what you want out there, controlling the pace, and he showed that last night. What, he had like 4 assists or something like that.
Why did they both foul out like 12 minutes? What was that? 2 of the guys fouled out with 12. Was it
I don't know.
Farrow and Sean? I was reading the article, Ziegler. They said they fouled out like 12 minutes. That's a little concerning. If that's true, which I'm assuming it is because he wrote about it. But that maybe that's something they're just worried, not worried about. Just work on that.
Not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Did you have, what was the other prediction? What was that? Was it just those awards, or are you doing like season prediction? Nothing.
We could do that. I mean, might as well. We're like.
Not really. I don't really want to.
No. Okay. All right. No.
Before we wrap, we gotta wrap things up.
I made dinner tonight. I made dinner, but everybody flaked on me. Like, I made salmon, or swordfish, and I made my own chimichurri sauce, and everybody's like, "Oh, I got a podcast at 7. I don't want to be yelled at in the middle of the podcast for dinner, And then everybody, like, my wife just went with her friends to drink wine, so I just drank it myself. Get chimichurri.
Hot pockets for the little one. Dialing it back, Fiend, while we wrap things up. Thank you guys again for sticking with us in this stream. I know we've been going for a little while now, but hey, it's an exciting time of the year. Dialing it back, Fiend. Wyoming homecoming football this Saturday. You guys show up if you could be there. Come to tailgate. We didn't put in our scores for football. I'll go first since you went first last time, I think.
Yep.
Right? Is it? Okay. So I think we're going to be dominant again, but it's not going to be as astronomical. I'm going to say 28. going to say 28. No, they're not going to score that much. 28-13.
Jeez.
28.
Okay, that's pretty close to what I was going to have.
28.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they're not going to score that much on us. Come on.
No, I think my prediction is 27-9.
Yeah,
I think they'll get 3 field goals.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid.
Yeah.
The Gamers, you guys check out the Gamers. They did a simulation. I thought was really cool. They had me laughing the whole time, so I thought that was awesome. And I see you guys' predictions in the chat as well.
Do I get a prediction? Can I predict?
Do you watch football, dude? Do you watch football? Yeah, sure.
When they win, 23-10. 23-10, because Aztecs are what? The second overall points in the country behind Ohio State at 10.38 a game.
Mm-hmm.
They're averaging 10.3 a game against. So I think it's 23-10. And I would maybe go, I don't know, and the whole, I was listening to you guys about the quarterbacks of this. Who gives a shit, man? That's who you get to play. That's who's ever on your schedule is on your schedule. You can't worry about that stuff, man. Like, the quarterback is this, quarterback, whatever, man. Whoever's on that team is on that team. That's who we're playing. Sometimes you get the luck of the draw, sometimes you don't, So that'll be interesting, man. Always bowl eligible. I looked at I've always everybody's like, oh, Mike doesn't like football. I grew up. I was with all those cats when I was in school, so I see it all. But you're bowl eligible. You're 6-1. You're 3-0 in conference. You get to 4-0. Hawaii's going to be a good game. Hawaii looks good.
Yeah.
Boise looks good. So you got to win this game. Get to 4-0 in conference, 6-1, and you got 2 really tough tests. And especially going to Hawaii. Matt, you like Waikiki? We were just.
Oh man, I'm
yeah, it's fun.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
So it's nice to see the football team playing well and winning games, man. It really is, dude. You know what I mean? Because you had both the football and the basketball team. If they're doing well, it's fun. It's fun to watch. You got at least 5 more games, 5 or 6 more games. Plus if you make it to the conference championship, 6+, that's 6 more weeks we get to watch these guys, and they have an opportunity to play really well. And it's going to be a fun end of the season. Then you got the basketball starting. It's a good time. And then, hey, man, listen, I went to more SDFC games this year than I went to AZTECS basketball games. Like that, we went to one, Matt, and that game is fun, dude. They look good the first year up in Portland Saturday night. They've played well. They just didn't capitalize on all those shots at the end. But it's a good time to be, San Diego sports right now between the soccer and the basketball and the football. It's fall, it's pumpkin weather, pumpkin spice latte weather. Barbecue, all this stuff. It's
and the Lady Aztecs.
Yes, of course. Yes, I'm excited to see them. How many years in a row they won 20+? Couple.
Oh,
right.
Last year, Mountain West tournament champs. Yeah. We were there.
That was a fun game, man.
Woo, crazy.
Yeah.
Over Wyoming.
That was one of the better basketball games I've seen, regardless of.
It was triple overtime.
Yeah, and that was a fun game. So, but I'm excited to be back with you guys, man. You know what I mean? Get back on the pod and bring my chaos and stuff like that, and I'll be able to watch some games and have a little bit more insight. But I haven't seen them. They haven't been on TV, and I know my brother went to a couple games on there, and so. But it'll be fun, man.
Well, we didn't predict it, but you're right, Mike. This last part of the year is going to be a lot of excitement in San Diego. Make sure you guys showing up this Saturday. Join us at the tailgate lot, Yellow Lot, River Park. We'll be there. Appreciate you guys joining the stream. We'll be back for some more basketball seasons coming up. We're going to be plenty busy. And I'll put this out there because I had never put this out here on the pod. We put it out here on the website and all that stuff, but listen, Sons of Montezuma, we are growing. We continue to grow. We've expanded into, the student ranks as well. Very thankful for some of our student photographers, of course, and some of our writers coming along. So, hey, if you guys want to be part of the Sons of Monty team, if you think you want to share your talents, your gifts, whether it's writing articles or, some content and research, let's grow this thing. Let's keep growing. The watch parties, tailgates, the pod, all that good stuff, having a lot of fun. Let us know. The DM stays open. All right, Mike, let's let you get back to the fam. Dinner is served.
Where's my
Fiend,
dinner?
appreciate you.
You know how many texts I got from that? Yeah. like a lot.
Big
But hey,
gift.
you know what? Hey, we're blessed to get to hang out and do this stuff, man. Like you never promised tomorrow. You know, I had unfortunately, like, not to get sober, but one of the guys in my fantasy league passed away a couple weeks ago, and it was pretty, like, it kind of pushes you back into reality. You know, he's 45. You know,
Yeah.
my guys from East County, and you know, you kind of realize like how lucky you are and how you get a chance to be with friends and see this stuff, and you're never promised tomorrow. So just enjoy today and have fun, and you know, don't take anything too seriously, man. It's just a game. Have fun with your guys, travel, do it. I'm excited to see you guys, man. I don't know when I'm gonna be down in San Diego to see you guys, but I know for sure we're gonna be in Phoenix. That'll be fun. You know,
Yes.
we're that'll be a fun game. I like Phoenix, so
Looking forward to it
yeah, let's hear it.
for sure.
Okay. Well, that's all right. We're hey.
You are me, boy.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. We
Everybody have a great Halloween.
chase the
Be
dragon.
happy. Be safe. Eat
Go
lots of candy.
Aztecs, beat
Yes,
Wyoming.
sir.
Go Aztecs.
Shout out Lamont. We'll see you soon. Get well. Get better.
Get well, Lamont.
The best is yet to come. Let's go, Mott. Team Mott forever. Let's go. Aztec for life. Sonsofmontezuma.com. Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.